E-commerce, and D2C in particular, has had a turbulent few years. Today and into the future, most e-commerce and D2C brands are looking for smart, scalable ways to grow their sales. And marketing through search, and Google in particular, can be a very high return on investment option. At Exposure Ninja, we've run SEO, content, and paid search campaigns for some huge D2C in e-commerce brands. And today we're going to be running through some future-proof e-commerce search strategies that you can use for your business. We're going to take a look at some examples from some of the fastest growing and most successful D2C brands out there. And we're going to help make sure that you're positioned well for the future of e-commerce search and the impact that AI is going to have. AI is likely to transform e-commerce search marketing and online shopping in general, with AI tools like Perplexity showing product recommendations in their search results and even allowing you to check out inside the search results, and ChatGPT also recommending products. Product discovery is changing. Potentially even more significantly, OpenAI has introduced Operator, which is an AI agent that can do shopping on your customer's behalf. In other words, e-commerce needs to be ready for AI agents to be making the purchases instead of humans. So every e-commerce marketer needs to stay on top of these trends, and the strategies we're going to be looking at today are designed to help you do exactly that. They work for the today situation with humans searching on Google for products, but they also work for a future where AI tools are handling the product discovery and even the purchases as well. The key to sustainable e-commerce growth is, of course, two metrics: your customer acquisition cost and your lifetime value. If you can reduce the amount that you spend to acquire each customer whilst increasing the lifetime value of each customer, you're going to make a lot more money and be able to invest more in your marketing so you can grow. So firstly, let's look at some ways to decrease your customer acquisition cost through search. Most e-commerce brands have two types of customer coming to their site ready to make a purchase. They have those who know exactly what they want, and then they've got those that need a little bit of help. To help that second category make their purchase, quizzes can be really effective. They also allow you to capture people's email addresses, which allows you to do great email marketing, which we're going to come on to a little bit later. Here's an example from direct-to-consumer e-commerce paint brand Lick. This quiz takes you through a process to work out which colors are going to be best for you, and then you can simply just add the sample to your cart for £2. It's an incredibly low commitment way of attracting a customer. Men's health brand Hims does a similar thing, again taking you through a process to work out which are going to be the right products for you before then selling you those products. Look at how it gives you feedback throughout this quiz to reassure you that it understands your situation. Now guess what? It's recommending basically the same things every time, but because it takes you through this process, these recommendations feel much more personalized than if it just says, hey, you need to buy this stuff. Then there's an email capture at the end, so you don't have to make a purchase to get onto their list. Now, of course, when you put in your email, they know all about you because you've been telling them about you. So they can then tailor their personalized email follow-up to make sure that it really resonates with your situation. And capturing the user's email as soon as they land on your website is a really important thing to do because it means that you can do all of that great email marketing follow-up, which we'll cover later on. So this can really drop your customer acquisition cost. You can follow them up by email, which is free, meaning if you've paid to get that visitor on your site in the first place, your return costs are basically nothing. Look at how Japanese subscription box Sakurako offers you $5 off your first order. Really simple, straightforward CTA. $5? Yeah, I'll stick my email in. Sticking with Sakurako, one of the ways that you can increase your conversion rate and thus lower your customer acquisition cost is by adding some sort of scarcity or FOMO into your product pages. Notice how Sakurako includes different items in each of their monthly boxes, thus encouraging a bit of FOMO in the purchaser. If I don't buy this box now, I'm going to miss it, and then I'm not going to get it in next month's box. We also shouldn't underestimate the importance of design and branding in e-commerce. You can even make relatively generic products stand out using great product photography and a lovely website design. Check out Crumble cookies. Now, because Crumble looks awesome, they've even managed to make a chocolate chip cookie look super cool and original. Their whole vibe makes the product the star, and they're doing super well on social media as well. One of the reasons why they're driving around 7 million organic search visitors per month to their website. They even do some crazy collaborations like this one with the Jonas Brothers, who've somehow managed to fit in 900 calories per cookie. Look, the Jonas Brothers even make each one themselves by hand. So those are some of the ways to decrease customer acquisition cost. What about how to increase lifetime value? Well, we're going to come back to email marketing later on because that's one of the most powerful ways to increase your customer lifetime value. But while we're still on the Securico site, let's look at their subscription offering because it's super smart. Now, the customer acquisition cost might be fairly significant, but if that customer is signing up for a purchase every single month, you only pay that customer acquisition cost on the first purchase, and then every month from there on, there's no customer acquisition cost. So notice how they offer discounts to incentivize you to subscribe for a longer period. I'm guessing that their customer acquisition cost is way more than $5 per customer. So they're still making a lot more money on their 12-month subscription than they would be on a single month subscription. Okay, so you've got your customer acquisition cost down and you've increased your lifetime value. Now let's look at some ways to drive some more traffic through search to your e-commerce store. One brand doing pretty well in search is Away Travel. Now I'm here in SEMrush and I'm looking at the keywords that are driving them the most organic search traffic. And by the way, I've filtered to exclude any branded traffic here. I don't want to see the branded traffic that's coming in looking specifically for Away. I just want to see the other keywords that are bringing them traffic, which might imply people who don't already know about Away and therefore are new to the brand through search. We can see they're ranking pretty well for some really competitive terms like luggage, luggage near me, weekender bag. One of the ways that they're ranking so well in search is that these product pages are awesome. Look at that weekender bag product page here. We got some great product descriptions and a product video nice and early on. These are really nicely produced videos that show the products in action, so likely to get a decent conversion rate on some of these product pages, which of course is going to show Google that this page is really relevant for this search. Then we've got some information about the products. We've got different features. We can click to go through different size and detail. So there's actually quite a lot of information on this page, although it never really feels overwhelming. We got some features further down the page. Again, beautiful images and then related products. Then we've got all of the user generated reviews, which is a really nice way of adding content to this page without making it feel heavy. Also worth noting, look at the name of this bag, Weekender. This is exactly what people search for, the Weekender bag. This is like an exact match product domain, so it's got a better chance of ranking against a less descriptive product name. Now staying with luggage, if we search on ChatGPT for something like carry-on luggage, we'll notice that ChatGPT is happy to recommend particular products, including this Away carry-on. Now all of these products are being pulled from different websites, and none of the websites here are actually the brand's own websites. Take a look. So the Away recommendation comes from The Good Trade. This Quince carry-on suitcase recommendation comes from the New York magazine. In fact, all of these product recommendations are coming from pure content sites. So if we search in Perplexity for what are the best weekender bags, you'll see that Perplexity has pulled some recommendations from the different sources it's looked at. So it's running a web search in the background, looking for content sites that have recommendations, and then pulling those recommendations out into a comparison table. And if you're in the US on Perplexity Pro, you can even see some of these recommendations and just click through to buy straight from the search results. So where are these recommendations coming from? Well, again, they're coming from these content sites that are full of recommendations. So here's one for the Bias or Bayes Weekender, and you can see there's an article in Forbes and there's an article in People magazine. Both of these feature this bag and recommend it in their content. Now sticking on this brand Bias or Bayes, however you say it, they are killing it in search. Look at this growth. Now one of the reasons they are growing so well is because they're getting lots of coverage in the media. Let's look at their backlink profile and we will see that they have got some incredible links from loads of different high authority content sites. We got CNN, we've got New York Times, we got Forbes, we've got Yahoo, we've got USA Today, Daily Mail, People, Business Insider, Snapchat, Bing, CBS News, New York Post, CNBC, NBC, Shopify, Cosmo, Today, Good Housekeeping, Parade, Washington Post, Mashable. This is like a who's who of some of the highest authority websites online. So because they're getting all of these features, that's helping their organic search traffic grow, but it's also getting them recommended in these AI search tools. This shows the benefit of doing this type of digital PR for your brand, getting your company or getting your products featured in lots of third-party websites. And I think that as time goes on, getting featured in articles like this will become more important, not because there'll necessarily be loads of people going to these websites, but because there'll be loads of AI chat tools going to these websites to draw recommendations to feed through back to the people. Now, digital PR is something that we do really well for our clients, getting them featured in all sorts of high authority publications. So if you're looking to do more of this for your brand, then you can request a free website and marketing review from the team at Exposure Ninja. If you tell us about your marketing goals, we'll plan you out a prioritized action plan that you can follow to get more traffic from search. We'll wrap all of these recommendations into a video which we send to you usually within 2 to 3 working days. Not everybody is eligible for this free review, so you do need to apply for it at exposureninja.com/review. Okay, Tim, so what about the humble blog post? Is this dead? No. Now that Google is actually integrating AI answers into its search results through AI overviews, we are seeing a dynamic where an informational search can quite quickly turn into a commercial search, actually just in the search results. Check this out. If I search on Google for what size is carry-on luggage, you'll see that we've got some information here. But we've also got some links over on the right-hand side of the page. Now, one of these is for the Travel Pro website, which has an article after the email capture pop-up all about the different carry-on luggage sizes. Now, I've got to be honest, this page isn't great. Look at the formatting of this table, sad times. But the opportunity here is to link to a product on their website that matches each of these dimensions. They kind of do this further down the page, but they could definitely do a lot more. But think about what's happened there. Someone searched an informational query on Google, they've gone through to a link, and they're now seeing products that match the sizes that they're after. So the humble blog is not dead. It just needs to be a bit better than this. Search advertising is obviously really important, and it's going to continue to be important as we move towards a generative AI search world. As you know, there are 2 types of search advertising. We've got the text ads and we've got the shopping ads. Or PLAs, product listing advertisements. And by the way, while we're here, let me show you something really cool about this particular search. So I'm in the US for the purpose of this search, and I've searched for a Japanese snack subscription box. Now you'll see the top advertiser is Tokyo Treat, and the second advertiser is Sakurako. Remember those names. Now, if we go into the Google Ads Transparency Center, we will notice that the Tokyo Treat ads and the Sakurako ads are both run by Ichigo Inc. And it looks like Ichigo Inc. owns both Tokyo Treat and Sakurako and another brand, Japan Hall. Of course, Google doesn't let you advertise your brand twice in the same ad section, but by having 2 separate brands, Ichigo can corner 2/3 of the ad market here. Is that pretty cool? So to make this even more powerful, what they've done is they've actually separated the positioning of Tokyo Treat and Sakurako. Let's take a look. So Tokyo Treat is much more fun and playful in its style. The design is really cool and it's very clearly positioned as fun. Meanwhile, take a look at Sakurako. It's much more focused on being authentic and high quality. Look at the product imagery, it's completely different. It focuses on things like supporting local communities and Japanese culture and tradition. So this is essentially the same business, but positioned in 2 very different ways. If we compare their search ads, I actually think they could do a bit more to differentiate the businesses in the ad copy. If we look at this, so #1 Japanese snack box, exclusive Japanese snack box, worldwide delivery up to 20 full-size Japanese treats for your ultimate happiness. Sakurako says Japanese subscription box, guaranteed satisfaction with over 18,000 satisfied customers rating it 4.8 out of 5 stars. One of the most important things with text search ads is that your customers know exactly what they're going to get. If they know exactly what they're going to get and the positioning in your ad matches the positioning in your brand, that consistent experience is more likely to increase their conversion rate through the ad, which lowers your cost per acquisition, whilst also increasing your ad quality score. One brand that really knows their positioning well and uses it in their text search ads is the men's health brand Hims. If you look at their text ad copy, you see they emphasize things like no waiting room, no awkward appointments, just licensed providers you can trust, all 100% online. So no waiting room, no awkward appointment. They know the pain points that they're selling against. Licensed providers that you can trust, they also know the objections that they have to overcome in their customer's mind. Then when you get to the landing pages, you see those messages reinforced, meaning you get a really consistent experience from PPC ad all the way through to the landing page. Okay, let's talk about email marketing because this is a fantastic way to improve the profitability of any digital marketing that you're doing in e-commerce, but particularly search. So when someone's landed on your site, you've captured their email address by offering them a discount code or taking them through some kind of quiz or prescription form. Now, we found that most e-commerce brands don't really use their email marketing strategies to its full effect. 99% of email users check their inbox every day. There's a few types types of emails that you absolutely have to be sending out. This is another email from Away. Now they send this out after you've purchased the product, and it's really to help you understand how to use the product. Now this can either be an attempt to reduce return rates if people get confused and don't really know how to use the thing, or it could be an attempt to increase customer satisfaction by showing people some of the features that they might not have noticed. Either way, it's a really nicely positioned email with these custom graphics that make it seem really friendly and personal. The copy is really friendly and relatable, so it actually just feels like someone's talking you through it. And there's a CTA to go to the Away site if you want a bit more information about the product. Of course, over time, you're going to build up a huge email list, and from time to time, you're going to want to promote products to that list. So how can you do it? Here's another example from Away where they're introducing a new product category, their expandables range. This is really benefits-driven copy. It doesn't feel overly salesy. They're just kind of showing you the product. The imagery is beautiful. The copy is really to the point. And there is a CTA button at the bottom. I'd say they could probably repeat that CTA throughout the copy of the email, because at the moment, the only way you get to that call to action to actually purchase is if you go through the whole email, and you might be ready to purchase after the first or second feature. Now at Exposure Ninja, when we're setting up email campaigns for our e-commerce clients, we also include things like basket abandonment. So if someone's put something in their basket, but they haven't checked out, then we'll obviously follow up with them. We also do a lot of browse abandonment. So let's say that someone's been on your website and they've been looking at products in a particular category. Well, if we've got their email address, we can then send them follow-up emails that say, hey, you were looking at these types of products. Here's some recommendations, or here's a discount code to incentivize the purchase. Very few e-commerce brands get the full ROI that they could from email marketing, but really it's one of the highest return on investment things that we do for our clients. We've had email marketing clients where they've made their entire money back within a week or two of the campaign going live. And remember, these automations can run for months or even years without any changes at all. So after that, it's pure profit. If you'd like to discuss working with Exposure Ninja on your email marketing, then of course you can request a free website and marketing review from the team at exposureninja.com/review. So there you have it, your future-proof guide to search marketing in e-commerce. One of the brands we've been featuring a lot today is Hims, and Hims is an incredible success story. We covered them in detail, looking at all the different marketing channels that they're using, including paid social, in this video here. So go and check that out. You're going to absolutely love it. This is one of the fastest growing businesses I've ever seen. And by the way, they are profitably spending about 50% of their revenue on marketing. It is insane. Anyway, enjoy, and I'll see you soon.